This was a fine pickle. How was I going to reassure Granny, and everyone else for that matter, that we were all perfectly safe and in no danger of dropping dead, without straight-up contradicting Granny's beliefs? I never want to disrespect my elders. When Calvin joined us in the cafe room, after safely helping the bird fly out the window, Granny repeated her dire pronouncement. We all stared at one another without saying a word. Even Gus watched me expectantly. I reached down and absently petted his head. "Now, Granny," I finally said as gently as I could, "surely it's not a hard and fast rule. Maybe sometimes a bird is a portent, and other times it's just an unfortunate bird, don't you think?" Setting her jaw, she spoke in a low, sepulchral tone. "A bird flew in the window of Aunt Dottie's bedroom. 12 hours later, she was dead." "That was probably a coincidence," I insisted. "Wasn't she in her 90s and suffering from diabetes?" "When I was a girl," Granny continued, "a bird flew in a window at my grandpappy's cabin. A week later, he was dead." Dina and Calvin looked to me for my response. I racked my brain. There must have been plenty of times where a bird flew into a house without dooming any of its occupants. Why couldn't I think of a single example? Granny wasn't finished. "Frank's cousin's wife's brother—" "Okay," I interrupted, placing my hand on Granny's. I had to put a stop to this. "How about if we counteract the bad luck? Maybe we can cancel it out with some good luck." She brightened slightly. "It can't hurt, I suppose. You ought to put a horseshoe above the front door. I'll make flannel herb bags for everyone. In the meantime, we can mix salt and red clay and crumble some in our shoes." "Good," I said, clapping the table and ignoring Dina's raised eyebrow. "We have a plan."